ANN7's Audrey Chimwanda joins us via Skype now from Harare in Zimbabwe. Good morning to you, Audrey. You've been following this story for us here at ANN7. Just talk us through what the latest developments and details are coming from Zimbabwe.
A very good morning to you, Abigail, and to our viewers. Of course, a lot of speculation that has been going on social media without any official statements coming from those that have been having these very important discussions for the future of Zimbabwe behind closed doors and making, the average person on the streets that have been interacting with very anxious. But now the Zimbabwe Defense Forces has come out with an official statement that kind of clarifies the situation with regards to what's happening in Zimbabwe right now. They have made an official statement, and it talks about how they've made progress with the situation in Zimbabwe. They have stuck to their mandate, which they pronounced when this whole military takeover started, that their mission is to weed out criminal elements that are around the president, that they haven't deposed him of his power, that they haven't imposed anyone in the presidium, and they've said that they've made progress. They've arrested a few, cabinet officials, cabinet ministers that they said, they're trying to root out corruption. They've said they've advised the president of the progress that they have made, and they have promised the nation that they'll be making an announcement very soon with regards to what the future is. So that's what we know so far. With regards to the SA envoy that was sent here by President Zuma, whatever happened behind closed doors, nothing has been pronounced to us yet. We woke up to a headline this morning from the state-run newspaper, that's the Herald, that President Robert Mugabe met with the Army Commander Chimwanda. A lot of people have been privy to at this moment, but details of what transpired in that meeting is really speculation at this moment. Nothing official has been. The tension is still a bit there, I think more so now, because really, there's been very information that is trickling down to the average citizen in Zimbabwe, and the anxiety really is growing.
Audrey, stay with us. I want to continue this conversation with you. We are just going to get other reaction coming through in the meanwhile. We are joined by MDC spokesperson Zach Njagu, joins us on the phone line. Good morning to you, spokesperson. Thank you for joining us here on ANN7. Yesterday, we saw that joint press briefing taking place in which the leader of MDC said that the country of Zimbabwe has been going through extraordinary times. Could you just elaborate on that statement?
Yeah, as you know, Zimbabwe has been going through hard times for almost 20 years, and the people of Zimbabwe were almost losing hope that the situation was going to come to normality. But thank God that the army has been following up and seeing exactly what was taking place in the country, and everybody in the country, including opposition, civic groups, and everybody concerned is actually behind the army. And our president, President Morgan Tsvangirai, indicated that he will be participating in mapping the way forward concerning what is happening in Zimbabwe. So, as MDC,
I do apologize. We seem to have lost the MDC spokesperson, Mr. Zach Njagu, joining us on the phone line there. We're still joined by ANN7's Audrey Chimwanda. She joins us live via Skype from Zimbabwe. Audrey, let's continue this conversation. There's been a lot of speculation, as you have mentioned, but there's a Twitter account, ZANU-PF, which has been tweeting quite a bit over the last couple of days. Not sure if this is a verified account, but just reading one of the tweets here, it says that the situation is stable and Zimbabwe is open for business. There was no coup, but a bloodless, peaceful transition. The center is strong and there's peace with honest leadership. Not sure if these are verified tweets, but what do we have to say about this?
You know what, Abigail, I think when it comes to Twitter accounts, unless it's verified by Twitter itself and it has that blue tick that says it's verified, we can't take for granted and just, assume that what has been tweeted by that account is actually genuine. Of course, there's still a lot of speculation speculation going about, the impasse between the military and President Robert Gabriel Mugabe. If the centre is strong, what really is up to analysts to decide that. But we do know that it appears, if indeed things go through and President Mugabe gets his way, it could mean that the army general and of course some of his officials may be in a very precarious situation if Mugabe goes back into power. So it's a really a rock and a hard place, so to speak.
Audrey, stay with us. We are going to continue this conversation with you. Let's get further reaction now. For that, we are joined by spokesperson of ZANU-PF, Kennedy Mandaza, joins us on the phone line for some more clarity. Good morning to you, Kennedy. Thank you for joining us here on ANN7 once more. Just talk us through, have there been any further developments with regards to the situation in Zimbabwe?
Good morning. At the moment, what we have received, the information is that the situation is still as it was yesterday. There is peace in the country. People are doing their business as usual. With regards to the negotiations that have been going on, there is no report that has emerged, and we believe that once all is said and done, a communication will be given by those that are involved in the negotiation.
So you haven't received any further information with regards to the ongoing negotiations and what is possibly being discussed there?
We haven't received any communication. All what we have seen is that the defense forces have indicated that they've made a significant progress in the negotiations, but they did not divulge what sort of progress they've made, and we await for their communication as well as the communication from those that are involved.
Any idea when possible communication could take place?
There are no timelines that have been set with regards to the provision of such a communication.
All right, thank you very much, spokesperson, for sharing the information that you have so far with us. That was the spokesperson of ZANU-PF, Kennedy Mandaza, joining us on the phone line. Let's head back to ANN7's Audrey Chimwanda. She comes to us live via Skype from Zimbabwe. Audrey, even the spokesperson of ZANU-PF not really having much further details to share with us and no further developments. Let's just engage on the issue of the possible negotiations around the issue of immunity and protection for Robert Mugabe and his family. Why would they require immunity or protection?
And that's exactly my point, Abigail, that that I've been stressing, and most journalists have been stressing, that no information is coming out from the officials that actually know what is happening, and everything that is happening at this moment is speculation. Just to take you back once again to the latest news that has just come through from the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, which I think is very important. They've thanked citizens, and they've said they understand, the uncertainty that is worrying the citizens. They appreciate the anxiety that they're going through. They thank them for their patience, and they have promised them that they will be giving them information as soon as possible. Also, very clear that no one speaks for the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, and any information that is not coming from them directly should not be taken seriously. That means they're also very aware of all the speculation and all the fake news that is going about on social media, which is obviously perpetuated by the fact that no official information is coming out, and people are resorting to to all these speculations. But just going back to your question with regards to the possibilities that could happen in these negotiations, look, we do know that ZANU-PF, remember this, the government, of course, ZANU-PF is the ruling party, but the Defense Force is trying to deal with the factions that seem to have denigrated the ruling party. They're going for an extraordinary Congress that's from the 12th to the 16th of December. And if they're to heed the call of SADC, which has said, we hope Zimbabwe and the military go by the book with regards to the constitution, whatever resolutions that they come up with, that would mean that ZANU-PF would have to go by the constitution. And if Mugabe indeed is to be removed, then it would have to happen between the 12th and the 16th of December during the ZANU-PF Congress. Either way, or the Parliament, members of Parliament will have to come together and do a vote of no confidence and have President Mugabe removed in that way. Those are the two possibilities that could happen within the constitution of Zimbabwe.
All right, Audrey, let's leave it there for now. We will be continuing to engage with you throughout the morning and the rest of the day to get the latest details with regards to the situation currently taking place in Zimbabwe. Ongoing closed-door negotiations are still taking place. That was ANN7's Audrey Chimwanda joining us live via Skype from Zimbabwe.